stock of the day, I thought we'd have a look at one of Gaurav's old favourites, Audinate. It is out with an operational update forecasting full year revenue to come in above 30 million US dollars, expecting steady trading conditions seen in March and April to continue as it actively manages what it calls challenging supply chain environment. Shares were kicked off okay, but just down 4 cents at the moment. So, Gaurav, what do you reckon of the update?
It's a stock that's been kicked around a lot. First by COVID, which decimated the demand side, and now it's really the supply side that's hitting the business quite hard. It's been, none of these things are of the business's own making. I don't think they affect the long-term value, but it is something that investors need to endure, as we are enduring. I spoke to the analyst on Audinate before I came on, and he was really impressed with the revenue side of the business. He said he did not expect them to generate as much revenue as they did, but there remains concerns on this supply side. And we know why. The reasons are everywhere. It's this shortage of microchips, and even more broadly than that, just getting goods out of China has been difficult, and I think it will remain difficult for some time. So this has been a difficult period for this business, but it's actually held up reasonably well. I've been surprised the share price has not fallen more. I've been waiting for a chance to buy more of this. I'm on the register since under $3, and every analyst in the firm owns a bit of Audinate. I think some of them were buying more recently than I have been, but we have a buy on it under $7, so I think it sneaks in as a buy.
Right.
I think you need to look at this over the long term, because the results today and next year and even the year after are really insignificant against the market opportunity that this business has.
Yep.
I've spoken about it as a mini monopoly in the making. It's, as an investor, the holy grail is to find an unregulated monopoly, and I think one is being formed here. So I still think this is a stock you want to own for a long time, and if you don't have any, I think there's still an opportunity to buy it now, but it could get cheaper still.
Right. Okay. I must admit, I took your advice from a little super fund around.
You will thank me in a few years, David.
Around 6.20 it got down to, and then it dropped below $6. So I thought, bloody Gaurav.
I get that a lot, surprisingly.
Mathan, what do you think of the update?
Look, I think it was solid. They did one in May, and that bottomed the stock, and this one kind of built on it. And I think Gaurav's right. Don't get too excited. There is going to be struggles. I don't think this is the end of the pullbacks for the overall market, and also for tech stocks. Look, I've always said this is up there with Altium as a classic high quality tech platform, and I think it has a lot of upside. Is it cheap? Yes. Is the market going to pay in the short term? Probably not. So don't chase it. I think it'll come back, but this is one.
Back again, it was under $6.
I don't think it's going to. I think it'll
get
fade
back down.
Yeah, I think you'll get somewhere around $6 again,
right.
And I think that's when you load up. I think last time we said this is a nibble simply because the market over the next, I still think for the next couple of months is very uncertain.
Yep.
There's a lot of macro headwinds that are going through, and when the macro moves are hitting these tech stocks, everyone is going to get hit. It doesn't matter how good you are. So Audinate will probably see some selling. And I reckon around $6, you just accumulate. At that point, you just buy, nibble, buy it, accumulate it, and Gaurav's right. I think this stock, potential to double over the next 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Things always happen faster than what you think, and sometimes it takes longer than what you think. But in reality, I think the underlying model is solid enough. You back it, and I think the management has shown that they can do it. And COVID is now getting to that stage where reopening a lot of the performance arts. So those things will play into it. And I think the sentiment will improve for the stock over the medium to long term.
Just more broadly, in that tech space, I think there's still a fair way to go on the downside. Every bull market is driven by a handful of flag wavers, and the end of that bull market does not come until those flag wavers have fallen or the narrative has broken. And for me, these are just intuitive guesses here. There's no facts or anything strong behind this, but this is from my experience. the flag wavers have been crypto, Tesla, and Cathie Wood's fund. I think we're seeing cracks now in crypto and Tesla, but they are far from broken narratives.
Right.
And we're still seeing inflows into the ARK fund. And I think we need to see all those three foundations break before this little bear market is over. So that's what I'm watching. I'm watching those three things in particular.
For me, the classic indicator that you have to look at is, yes, we like to think that everything is clean, market run, and we're in classic capitalism. But at the end of the day, the last 10 to 15 years, it's all about how much stimulus you can pump into the system. So while central banks are raising rates, the risk is always for asset prices to come lower. So we need to see major central banks really step up and change the dynamics.
Yeah.
Because of currency war, the guys who are pumping money in, the Bank of Japan and ECB, they're actually, the currency on US dollar terms, they're actually going backwards, even though they're pumping more.
Yeah.
So the biggest player, gorilla in the whole thing, is US Fed. If you see the US Fed turn and go, well, we're going to freeze or we're going to start cutting rates, then it's a stimulus pump again.
Okay.
And the growth stocks will run. Till then, I think it's going to be. So for the next couple of months, we know it's going to go up 50 basis points.
Yeah.
So the growth stocks are going to have a tough run. So next 2 to 3 months is a tough cycle. So be smart.
Okay. So
I would
at
say
least
nibble.
nibble.
I would nibble around $6.
Okay.
Just right now, hold
You're
out.
saying
Look,
under 7.
Look, I still think for me, this is really about position sizing.
Sure.
I think this is going to be a very profitable quality business over time. You want to own it.
Yeah.
And your position size, I think you got to own it now. And if it falls, just own some more. Be patient with it, but don't ignore it.